Welcome back. Typed here with another episode of the Final Fantasy XIII Randomizer. We are back on the Limblom for two options. First thing, we're going to see what Chapter 12 is like. That one starts off with a battle. I reckon we can probably deal with it, I hope. If not, then it's back to Limblom, and then the other reason we went here is because it is quicker to go to the Limblom than to hike all the way back out of the area that we were in that was in Grand Pulse, because you get teleported down to the lowlands. And we hadn't activated any other sea stones, so this is the fastest. Now, something I noticed on a Lightning's Commander roll, which is very juicy, is all the way up here, right at the end of her thing, the ones that cost like 30,000 and 60,000, she has haste. The only other person that I know who has haste is Snow, and that's a little bit annoying. So there's the temptation to go and grind out levels so that Lightning can get haste, by which point the party will be well and truly, should be well and truly strong enough to take on the final boss. Alright, so this is Chapter 12. This is where we come charging back to Cocoon. Battle starts off with this fun face thing, the war mech. Kind of a bookend was similar to the battle right at the beginning of the game where you fight one of these. Let's see if we can't get it staggered. Excellent. And then once we've got it, alright, Xantetskin time. That should kill it. What's Xantetskin? There it is. Triangle. I really need to get a mod that shows bloody PlayStation button controls, because I do not know what the keyboard binds are. If you do not kill this with Odin, it sucks ass, because you have to fight it manually. Alright, well, I'm gonna say that if you back out of the chapter, I doubt you get that juicy XP again, because that would be hella broken. Oh hey, Fang gets another Saboteur roll. Excellent. 205 gil, cool. Nice. So that was worth doing. And now we're back in Cocoon. Shit's happening. All the arc where we did our training last time we were on Cocoon has broken open, and there's apparently half a dozen of them, all in the capital city, because, you know, why not? Okay, well, we've got a random assortment of parties, a horrible grid of catwalks to walk on, and they're scanning for treasure chests. Now let's see what we do have Fang. Alright, let's get see what Fang's Saboteur roll holds. Get some points in there. Dispel was a good start, so cheap points, might as well dump them in here. Fire Guard, that is nice. Utility as a Ravager. Actually having the Spark Strikes in that. Mediguard's a good ability for a Sentinel. Means you recover HP whilst you're guarding. The guard is not as strong as Seal Guard, which really does drop things. Poisona goes not too bad. And she's getting a bit more HP in the meanwhile. We'll pick up Power Chain as well. So we've got the Fire type magic for her. Bit more HP is good because she is a smidge squishy. Protecra, Aqua Strike, useful. Need some more fog, I guess, might as well pick that up. Still got tons of XP thanks to that nice fight. Water Guard, so there's going to be a lot of abilities on this one, I think. What else do we got here? Smite, useful, HP. Oop, stupid. Raise! Okay, nice. Another person with Raise, although I'm not probably going to use you, unfortunately. There's a lot of HP, decent amount of HP nodes here though, so might fix her HP problem. Yeah, we're getting to some good HP. Some of the grids will have a lot more HP than others. Cura, okay, so you've got some good Sentinel healing rolls in there. And Entrench, okay, not bad. Let's fix up our battle team though. Alright, battle team is sorted out. Guess we've got a little bit of a maze of the catwalks here. And there's going to be a whole bunch of Seath instead of motorbikes attacking us. This should not be much of a problem. Pretty sure these things are weak to magic. From memory, nope, we've never fought these guys yet. But I know at least some of these are weak to magic. Let's see if the physical damage does as much. Well, physical does a decent amount, and they take a half decent amount of damage. So this shouldn't be too much of a problem. We definitely can take on this chapter. 6,000 CP for those two is good. Naturally, I do, of course, have the double CP items on. Now, where the hell are the treasure chests here? Don't see any. This is kind of the first... no, I mean, it's not really the first area. We're supposed to have come from Grand Pulse here, with lots of branching walkways and that. This one's kind of annoying because it's not always clear which way to go. Alright. Come on, please attack me so I can get the item. Thank you very much. And I'll happily take your 9k CP. Oh, these ones can actually miss. They can dodge. And that treasure chest that you're guarding by the bunch of giant bananas. Tears of frustration. I'm pretty sure I can get tears out of you guys as well. Now, can we go this way? Nope. Gotta go around. I'm going to dodge you. Don't know whether you're worth getting it for any CP, but can't imagine you'll be worth that much. What do we get from this one? Carburetors. Cool. I guess it's nice. Yes, I will, once I've cleared this chapter, or at least cleared a chunk of it, see whether or not we can do the grinding on that initial boss. The only downside is I haven't seen... There's no save point. Oh no, there's a save point there. Alright, that makes it nicer. I suspect that initial boss does not yield the CP twice, because that would be so broken and so cheap just grinding on that. Alright. Oh wait, Rick, we do the dramatic halo drop into the tube train. Everyone jumping down. Oh, the Chocobo chick's there. Fang is just like, yep, cool. Oh, that thing there, that lightning stopped, is an anti-grav device. It was used in the first cutscene, and it's never been used since. So we just fight our way in. Anyway, actually getting onto the fighting. Oh, those are not the normal ones. Now, any treasure behind us? No, just barricades. Okay, you look like you're going to potentially be annoying. Blitz you, the Rakasha. At least you're nice and grouped up. Alright, decently tanky. And normally these ones pair with another enemy. So disastrous stance. Okay, they do status effects and they debuff. These ones will normally get paired with a group that buffs the others. So there's a saboteur and a synergist one essentially. Okay. And we want the medic so that we can use it sooner. Because that protect is kind of what I don't want hitting us. So these on their own shouldn't be much of an issue. Oh no, they have buffed themselves, which is more annoying. So we'll see. We might be sticking with the healing paradigm just for a bit. Okay, they don't seem to be attacking. They only seem to be debuffing mostly. So they might not particularly like attacking. Okay. One down. And they're clumping up together nicely, so give them some blitzes. Ooh, that group was also juicy XP. Took ages though. 5 minutes or so? 14k though. It's not bad. This area is definitely racking up the XP. Okay, you on the other hand are going to be obnoxious. These are another type of enemy that you have to stagger. before they can do any real damage. Otherwise they'll be very defensive. Let's see if we can't bully them into submission. Then aim with the paradigm. Okay, they also do a chunk of damage. Mana driver sooner. Ah, okay, that back up will also sooner them. Interesting. So they are immune to imperil, resistant to everything. Absorb thunder. Yep. Let's see. I don't want. It's their combat bunker that's a bit more potentially annoying. So I think until they are staggered, they will be very, very defensive. There. Okay, now we're staggered, and okay, his elements have not decreased. It's now only halved instead of resistant. So, I guess it's an improvement. The Archangel, I think it is the Archangel in the background, is just going to chill there. He doesn't seem as scary as the Pulse Worker things. Additionally, when they're staggered, they cannot attack, which makes him a lot safer to wail on. And yeah, his defenses just get obliterated. It is an Archangel. And this is the area it's supposed to appear in. So very convenient. And nice, he's staggered, so he's going to go bye-byes. And 8,000 CP, not bad as well. Okay, really? A ton of flans? Alright. Ooh. Ectopudins. And we get to somehow got the drop on them. I swear it was looking directly at us. Alright, they are immune to physical. Let's go with nuking them with Faragar. Well, they absorb water. Somewhat unsurprising. Let's see. These are actually hitting relatively hard. Need to pay attention. So we have to ruin them, which is not so great when Saz is not designed for magic. Try and get that one. So his casting speed is pretty shit. Okay, let's get a little bit more healing. And let's try and bully them into submission. Hopefully slow a few of them. Are they immune? They are not immune. And we've got Water Guard. Aha! So the AI has worked out these things use water on their attacks. So switching to Sentinel Medic is safer than, I guess, switching into Diversity if your main character is low. Alright. As Diversity, get rid of this flan. And then we'll go back to bullying them. These are definitely a bit stronger. Definitely want to try and get Lightning. What the flip are you doing? You know they're immune to physical. Why are you using Lightning Strike? I guess because they're immune to absorb water. I suppose that's why. Good. We've got slow on at least one of them. And Imperil will help out the Ravagers, so they're now weak to lightning. That's why she's trying to use it, I suspect. Because they're weak to it, but not weak to it. Let's get a bit more damage. Wow, they have a really high stagger gauge, I just noticed. 600 for them to get staggered. So I don't think Vanille has any elemental attack buffs that are useful in this one, unfortunately. Finally, the flans are done. Tanky boys. And their CP's not amazing for how tanky they are. But they were standing in the way and we had to defeat them. So we continue along here. They're all supposed to be different types of soldiers. Oh, that's a different one. That is normally a behemoth. What are you like? Oh, you've also got some Sahagins. Okay. Sahagins are relatively defensive. Now they're going to be immune to water, makes sense, and absorb ice. Cool. But I suspect they should be weak to lightning strike. This thing's called a Bulwarker, and it's living up to its name as being a defensive unit. I am glad that we aren't having any issues with the damage out from the enemies. So it seems to me that we're probably close to taking on the final dungeon. Ooh, especially if you give 11,000 XP. Damn! Aegisol is nice. I've got the Shroud Scavenger item on, so hopefully get a few shards. Not that they matter in the final boss, because they can't use them for it. Well, you never know. So we've got to think about 70k easy XP at the moment. Oh, it's a Cactuar! Please don't use like 10,000 needles on us. Alright, you absorb water. That makes sense, I guess. Now this is a forced fight, so I definitely wasn't expecting a Cacta. Now I'm pretty sure you cannot be slowed. Let's see if we can't imperil you. Okay, you are immune to imperil as well. Probably immune to curse as well. What else? Yep. Probably immune to everything then. Alright, let's just attack you then. Oh, I'm glad we found a Cactuar. They are cute and derpy. There is a Jumbo Cactuar as well, which could replace enemies. Because normally you can only find it as a mark, but I mean, technically, it could replace a regular old enemy. It would have to be a large size enemy though. And of course, everything about the Cactuar is lucky sevens. 777 stagger gauge, 777,000 HP, and it does about 700 damage. Plus or minus a little bit. And it probably gives like 777 CP or something. Just don't have 1,000 bloody needles. Do sort of wish I had haste though. Because this thing has flipping haste. And because this is a forced battle, I don't think the Cactuar can run away. And he's dead. Finally. Didn't even get to stagger him. I think he's also resistant to stagger. 10k XP. Nice. He's probably worth it. Even if he's a bit of a prickly customer. Now, I wonder what's been changed into Cactuars. I don't know what that one's normally, but we've got 100k XP now. Let's dump it. Yay! Saz has finally got an extra ATB gauge. Woo, is there anything else in this tier that is worth him going for? And fire, and Fringe Ward. Maybe Fringe Ward, but what else have we got? Accessory, yeah, that's more worth it. Poisonga is also useful, and I'll pick up Ruinga as well. Because poison on the final boss is worthwhile. Quake, yeah. Arrow, maybe. Ooh, D-Shell, yes, I'll be going for that. Well, Lightning's easy, she's going for her haste ability. I don't think we'll be getting it anytime soon though, just because of so many points, but she is going to also get a hell of a lot of strength, and she is now surpassing Saz in strength. Let's see, we're going to try and dodge some more enemies, just unless this happens to be a nice group. This is a huge group. Ooh, I see another Cactuar. That's going to take a while, but we've fought these. No, we have not. Saz now has Ruinga, which is good. These resistant to physical. These ones might be resistant to physical. Let's ruin them. I feel like these are from Webra. Okay, diversity time. Alright, we're down to 2 out of 4. So now hopefully it'll be a lot easier. They are not immune to anything except for death and daze, which is fine. Vinil's should be the only character who can use the death spell. And it's proportional based on chain gauge. But it can kill things like adamantoids. You just have to get really lucky if you've got no chain gauge. But at least having it de-vigilized, whatever it is that... Okay, 10 minutes later, they're defeated. 10k XP is nice, but fucking 10 minutes of time to defeat the buggers is less so. I do not want to fight you, because you are going to take even longer. Jesus, I forgot how fast Capticles run. Alright, what do we get from here? Is it something worth it? It's Ether Soul, not super worth it. So we're going to continue along here. The ruined motorway. Any sneaky chest hiding here? Nope. What have we got? I feel like there should be an ambush along here. Now, I also feel like there's a boss waiting for us at the end of this tunnel. Let's see. Yes, oh, not a boss, but it is actually a forced encounter? Nope. Well, almost forced encounter. Alright, you are, Amphispina. Not fought you yet. Let's see, you don't do terribly much damage, which is good. Let's see if we can't bully you. And we're doing decent damage to you too. Lovely. Oop, I forgot, we've got new abilities, and that meant that everything is in a different spot. Let's see, are you immune to anything that I spammed at you? Yes, pain. Resistant to magic. But we can get some curses and perils on you. Although, looking at that HP, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. And his attacks aren't doing super crazy damage either. Alright, well, okay, yep, you go. I feel like you belong on Grand Pulse. And you're dead. Way easier than those damn Siths, who was so defensive, and better CP for the amount of effort it took. Alright. That thing I'll happily fight again. Jellies. I mean, you did give decent XP, but you were mildly annoying. Okay, this group's going to be a little bit harder to dodge. We've got Ruined Gut. Enjoy your ruins, you puddings. Because they are immune to physical. And of course you do that. Let's get rid of the Rakshas then. Oh wait, why did I do that? That's going to be a better option. Now the Rakshas are de-protecting, which is going to be the annoying thing. Vanille as a healer, I've noticed, is not being as good because she has no AoE heals, which could be problematic for the final boss. I'll have to double check whether or not there's any AoE heals hiding in her grid. I think there is one that we're gunning for, because that's going to be a bit annoying otherwise. Let's get that G show up. So Saz does have Dispel in his Saboteur role, but it only removes one status buff at a time. Kind of like a Sooner only heals one debuff at a time. Of course it's buffed all the flans, the stupid Rakshas. Alright, got there in the end. Again, tanky enemies, 8 minutes a time. 10k XP though. Eventually, with the more XP and levels, these things will get faster and faster to kill. Okay, what have we got here? Flying enemies sitting somewhere. Oh, hello. You're normally from the final dungeon. Hey, nice. Sanctum Templar. We get a stagger on you immediately. Let's mash you. Haha. And now you are staggered. Excellent. That means you're going to not mash ask too much. Alright, finally down. The enemies at battles are definitely getting longer. 7k is XP for that amount of time. A minute something was not bad. A nugget of cobalite. Well, more useless crap to sell. Now, over that range is definitely a boss. Let's just spend our 36k XP before taking on the boss. Well, our two main attackers have both gotten about 50 extra strength from that little bit of stat of leveling. Oh, this is not a skippable cutscene, is it? Nope. Okay, forced cutscene where you've got to walk up to the thing. Now we can skip it. Okay. Hello, Proudclad. Reference to a FF7 boss. Okay, cool. We're starting off fine. Let's see if we can't de-shell it. Very chill music. Alright, Imperil, Curse, and where's my de-shell? Up there. Are you immune to anything that I can want to chuck at you? Apparently you're immune to everything. Cool. Right, well, it's relentless assault it is. I think he does a phase change where he's not immune to everything, but until he's staggered, I think, he's immune. So it kind of sucks, but his damage output's not super crazy at least. Compared to some of the enemies, he's not as nasty. And we've got Protect up on everyone, so that is going to reduce some of that damage. Let's see, more attacking. He's halved fire damage. I'm going to suspect he's halved most every damage. And almost staggered. Just ever so slightly. There, okay. Staggered. And in there, I think, is Sid. Flame Strike. Let's give A in cold blood. Boost that chain gauge nicely. Yeah, look at that chain gauge go. Okay, Hazel's HP is a little bit more dangerous. Let's get Viniel to heal him up. Unfortunately, we didn't get quite as much damage done as I thought we would get done in that stagger, but it was still good. Okay, limit is deactivated. Retaliatory Strike. Let's combat Clinic because he's now doing some chunky damage. Okay, Retaliatory Strike is nasty. You are going to do something other than this, right? Okay, you finished? You done, mate? Maybe? Okay, still immune to everything there. Oh, okay, immediately. But the leg brusher thing is definitely makes it stop. I think because he's got vigilance, that's making everything a little bit more annoying. He keeps staggering my guys. Okay, let's see if we can dispel those things. Dispel. Okay, I think he's immune to dispel. I suspected he was because of the force phase change. I thought this guy was going to be easy, but I guess not. It also has proved that we will need a little bit more leveling for the final boss. Slowly build up the stagger gauge. Okay, he's normal to everything. I might, if I fail this, have set up a paradigm where lightning is here. Okay, the Retaliator Strike is when he recovers from stagger. We might retry and just do a little bit of paradigm resetting. Now that I know that Saboteur is useless for the fight, Reset it. Now we've got some different healing paradigms. We're going to get a bunch of damage up initially before we start buffing. So initial waves of just attacking whilst he's kind of meh. Alright, we've got a little bit of HP down, so it's going to be Commando Synergist rolls. See if we can't maintain that stagger. So he doesn't do his retaliation unless he recovers from stagger. So maybe the strat is to maintain the stagger. I swear he also healed. So in this one, Lightning is now a healer. Vanille is buffing. Saz is just going to maintain the stagger by attacking it as a commando. So commando does not build gauge, but it maintains it nicely whilst doing a bunch of damage, especially with the buff. So the idea is that everyone gets vigilance and some sort of buff. Alright, we can diversify. And I have another diversity paradigm later. Alright, now everyone go ham on it. And Saz with Bravery should be doing a good amount of damage. So hopefully we can get a chunk of damage before it recovers from stagger. And does its retaliatory strike. So one more attack barrage should be good. Alright, limiters that, and he does heal himself there. Yeah, and Yui healed him. So he's still doing retaliatory strike. But with two healers we can out heal the damage. Alright. Hero's charge, get the buffs back. Have Lightning with her AoE Curaja. Curaja is percentage based, so on lower HP it's better. And it also hits everybody.
We can win this.
And now we can switch between the two diversities, the one with Lightning as healer and one with Vanille as healer, for more ATB refreshes. And if things get a little dicey, too dicey, we can always bring in the combat clinic, which is the Sentinel and two healers. As much damage as we possibly can eke out of this thing. I don't know if he removes limiters again. But we should be able to do a good chunk of damage to him. So essentially this fight is just go into healing mode. Once the damage racks up a bit too much, switch paradigms. That's yeah, pretty much it. It's just rinse and repeat. Do the same stuff over and over. Not the most fascinating fight, gotta admit. And honestly, that's kind of the issue with a lot of the Final Fantasy XIII fights, is that you're literally just doing the same cycle, holding down either the auto battle button, if that's your style, or holding down sideways to repeat the exact same commands. And I think that is like the weakness of the casual experience for the 13 battle system. Yes, you can get more nuance later on, but yeah. And because you don't have a huge control over your AI companions, you can't specifically tell them to buff X stat, or debuff, or heal this character. Yeah, it's a lot more auto-battle-y. I wonder if summoning might be worth it. Actually, let's see. Techniques, summon. Yes, you'll know it.
I summon
He shoots his crystal, and out we get the race car. We're going to go to gift scout mode immediately and just slam it and see how that goes.
Glad you could make it. Let's roll.
Alright. Definitely want to be in
Take the driver's seat.
Gestalt for the Intelligence Strike, I reckon. Alright. So we're saving it, and I reckon
Turn up the heat.
turn up the heat, do all of it. I don't even know what its final attack looks like. I don't know if I've used it before.
Do it.
Alright, so literally a burnout.
How was the drive?
And it was dead. I apparently also did over 10,000 damage. 20k XP is not as good. A cactus dog? Boo, I was hoping for something better than that. I didn't know what its drop was, so that's one of the key item drops. Alright, any items? Nope. But I think that will do it. Now the girls are eager to go down there. That will do it for today. But until next time, this is Type This Out. Hopefully we make a little bit more progress in this chapter. Because given how much effort the bosses have taken, might be a bit tough with the current stats for the final boss.